Had to score.
Hey, how's it going? John Gadd here. I'm here today with the Rvo1 Extreme PC case from Silverstone. Now, the Rvo1 is not designed for somebody who just wants to build a PC. It's designed for somebody who wants to build a very high-end PC, who doesn't want to have to go through all the case modding themselves and wants all the special abilities you get from case modding. Silverstone basically spent about 2 years designing this case, maybe a little bit longer. I've actually seen it on showroom floors for at least 2 years, and you know, I've watched it develop over those years and seen some pretty amazing things happen to this. It's got as many features as any geek could possibly want for their PC case. So let's pull it apart and have a look, shall we? Okay, now first of all, to get this case apart, it's not easy, and it really took me a couple of minutes to work out what was going on. Not because I'm dumb or anything like that, or maybe I might be, I don't know. But it was just that the clips on the top to remove the first part you need to take off is this front panel here. To get this off, the clips were really odd. Basically, it didn't work right. There's two dials on top which extend and retract metal pins, and turning them initially wasn't unlocking the top. So I didn't want to break anything, so I didn't want to force it whatsoever. Now the whole case is actually a reinforced plastic, so you'd have to put a lot of force on it to actually break it. But what I've done just for this demonstration, I've actually just left it unlocked. And I'll pull it off there. You basically turn these dials and it extends these little pins. But it's probably the worst part of the whole case. I really didn't like it whatsoever. They don't work right. I will never actually turn them on myself when I'm using this case. And they really need to do something to fix this. So that's definitely a bad flaw about this case. So anyway, you take it off the top like so. And you may notice, if you look at the top of the case, that the rear panel for the motherboard's actually on top here. So we'll take off this side panel, which kind of just pops out. You've got a lock switch here. You kind of pop that there, pull it out, and lift off this side panel, which is actually quite heavy. A bit of weight to it. It's got a vent in the side here, which is kind of sexy. So what they've done, they've designed a very practical, very efficient cooling case, and actually made it look kind of like a stealth fighter. Called it the Raven. So, but yeah, to me, it's kind of like, yeah, it's more stealth fighter than a Blackbird. But yeah, it is a very sexy design. So we'll put this cover down here, and we'll have a look what we've got here. So first of all, it's an extended ATX case. So that basically means you're going to fit any size motherboard you want in there whatsoever. No matter how big it is, it's going to fit in here with no problems at all. It's got 5 2.5-inch drive bays for your CD-ROMs. Now to access these CD-ROMs and the drive bays, you actually pop down this hydraulic panel here to close it back up. Just kind of pops into place there like so. So it's really easy to use. It looks really good, and also everything's hot swappable by these switch clips here on the side for your drives. So although the top part's really hard to get on, CD-ROMs and that install really easily. The other thing it has is 6 drive bays, 3.5-inch hard drive bays that are all hot swappable SATA bays. So basically, hit your drive, slide it in and out like so. Now these are also vibration-proof drive bays, so it's vibration dampening mounts in there. So when you put your hard drives in there, if it's spinning really fast, you're not going to get that whole vibrating noise that some PCs get, and you start rattling around, it gets quite annoying. So they've thought of everything when designing this case. One of the first things I look for when I pick out a case for myself, especially a case that I'm going to be building a PC for myself, I always check the edges of all the metal. Now everything in here is rolled. What that basically means is all the edges are completely folded over and rolled, so there's no way known you're going to cut yourself when you're building this case. So every single edge is nicely tucked away there. you're not going to have any problems whatsoever accessing hard to get out places and, you know, risk ripping your hand open, which I've done many times on many cases out there. Now, for cooling, so what you've got the back panel at the top here, so motherboard's mounted on a 90-degree angle rather than coming out the back like most cases, it's coming out the top. The power supply goes down here, so its power cord comes out the back, but all the motherboard cords, so your mouse and your keyboard and your video card cables come up the top out here and come out this little panel at the back, so they're out of the way. But basically, it's utilising the natural airflow you get from heat rising. So hot air rises, obviously, so everything's coming and getting pushed out the back here. You've got a 120mm fan here that rotates at about 950 RPM. Now, it's measured at 18 decibels, so it's not too loud. Now, to complement this fan here, you've also got two massive 180mm fans at the bottom here. So this is an intake fan, so it's sucking air from the bottom, blowing air across the motherboard case, which gets then sucked out from the top. So it's nice airflow blowing straight up out of your case, cooling everything down nicely, quietly as well. Because they're such big fans, they're only operating at 700 RPM, you don't have to worry about really loud fan noises when you're working with this case or just having this case operating beside you. Fan noise can get quite annoying, especially if you're doing things like video editing or even just gaming yourself. You don't want loud whirring fans beside you. It's all cool and sounds powerful and all, but it does get annoying after a little while. Now, so yeah, these fans are nice and big. Power supply goes down here. There's an intake vent down here as well, which you can access. Everything clips out. For the extra peripherals, front access is actually on top of the case. So you've got your sound, Firewire, USB, all access on top of the case. All the cables are inside here. Now, the other unique little feature of this case are these little brackets here, which are designed to hold down video cards or any other PCI or PCI Express cards that you might have in your motherboard. They basically clip down and clip back up to basically secure the back end of the card. Now, you secure your top of the card, which is on the back panel of your motherboard tray, via a screw, but these will hold down the back of the card, which usually pops out if you move the case or it falls over on its side or gets shaken while it's in transport of any type. If you're building a case for somebody else, you have to transfer somewhere, these are brilliant. You can keep the cards in place. The last thing you want happening is the card to be bounced around the inside of the case, especially a big video card, to be bouncing around inside the case. So they've thought of everything with the design of this case. It's got excellent cooling. It's got a really hard reinforced plastic outer shell. It's not that heavy considering the features inside of the case. It's an extremely solid product that you're going to buy and you're going to use this product for years. You're going to put 5 or 6 different PCs inside this case. This is not a once-off type computer. You're going to build this, you're going to rebuild it and rebuild it and rebuild it. The case is going to last forever. So if you're looking for an extreme level case, an enthusiast product for your next PC project, the Rvo1 Silverstone case, the Raven, is the product you want to look for.